Welcome to another fun-filled, action-packed, informative episode of A&B Sports Media, the podcast. My name's AJ.
And I'm Bill.
And let's get right into it.
I feel like you're full of shit.
Why?
I feel like that was a lie.
What? We always give action-packed, informative, fantastic
It sounds like
news.
this episode's going to be short.
Why do you assume that, Bill?
Because of your intro.
What's wrong with my intro?
I don't know.
My intro is fantastic.
It
all right?
is. All right.
You know what? Put it in reach out to us on Twitter if our intro needs work, or if you think that this is going to be a very short episode.
We'll find out.
Because Billy thinks so.
No, not really. Anyway, we have today in sports history on September 6th, which is a Wednesday. We're a little late than normal due to some traveling via AJ.
That's me.
He went
Happy
to-
birthday, Britt.
There you go. So we're going to start off with 1883. The Chicago White Stockings beat the Detroit Wolverines 26-6 at Lakefront Park in Chicago and smashed the MLB record for 18 runs in the seventh inning. Jesus. In 1920, we're going to go to Jack Dempsey knocks out Billy Misk in round 3 for the heavyweight boxing title of the first radio broadcast of a prize fight. So that is pretty cool. And we are going to end this off with some tennis because you know I love talking about tennis and today in sports history.
Love it.
But we have the U.S. Men's Tennis Open. In 1920, the U.S. National Championships Men's Tennis. Forest Hills from New York. Bill Tiden wins first of 6 straight U.S. singles titles and beats Bill Johnson 6-1, 1-6, 7-5, 5-7, and 6-3. So way to go, Bill Tiden. All right, that is our time in sports history, and on to the news. Going around some stuff that's been happening over this week, and first I'm going to focus on our lovely Philadelphia Union. Philadelphia Union, the last that we talked to them, lost, unfortunately, to Miami in the, in the Leagues Cup. However, they did win for third place in the Leagues Cup against Monterrey.
Okay.
3-0. Did not know that. Very good. We at least got the bronze. I'll take that.
Thank you, Gabe, for letting us know what each one means.
Yeah, no, I agree. Thank you very much. Beyond that, they went on a 2-1 streak, I guess. I don't know. They won 1, lost 1, won 1 against Red Bull at the end, 4-1. And then they have a bye week, it looks like, and they will not be playing until the 16th against Cincinnati.
Fun fact, apparently if you beat New York Red Bull 4-1, you actually go down in power rankings.
That's what I was bringing up next. They went from 3rd to 4th. The current points that they have right now are 46th. Orlando City has 47 and is now ranked 3. Columbus is right behind at ranked 5th at 45 points. Now the big thing is New England and Orlando City are both at 47, so they have a chance to push for second. The problem, though, and this actually may be worth something, they are playing Cincinnati on the 16th, which is the number 1 of the Eastern Conference. So that may actually make some headway if Philadelphia can pull it out and take the win. Hopefully they can win 3-1, 4-1, 7-1. That would be the dream.
That would be nice, but
That'll be tough, but it's possible. Moving on from that, I'm actually going to bring in some horse racing because I actually forgot about this. This is an event coming up on the 23rd. I'll get more detail into it later.
Oh, at Parks.
Exactly. I've actually been here before with one of our other friends. The Pennsylvania Derby.
Your other friend was me.
Mikey.
And me.
You went?
Yeah, I had the hat.
Oh, yeah, you did win. Okay, so I went with AJ. I'm sorry. I forgot.
I'm pretty sure that was where you won your horse racing bet.
No, that wasn't the Pennsylvania Derby. That was not packed enough for the
Oh,
Pennsylvania.
yeah, it was just
That
you
was
and I
another
for that
day.
one.
But
we did go.
We did go. The Pennsylvania Derby is on September 23rd at Parks Casino. That races will probably start around 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, as is tradition. They usually have some a little events going on. They have a whole-blown park. They have an outdoor bar. They have grills that you could do and picnic. We should do the picnic part. I actually think that'll be a good idea.
Yeah, I think that's what. Yeah, they had like smokers and stuff.
Yeah,
like
they
that
have
too.
the grills that you can use and everything.
Yeah.
So I think that would be a good idea. You could bet on the horses and go for it. Otherwise, the only other one that's big that's coming up is for the Triple Crown. I wasn't aware of this. It's the Icarus Stakes in Churchill Downs. Churchill Downs is up in New York somewhere.
Icarus.
At least I think it's in New York. And that's one of the big ones for... Nope, I'm sorry, Louisville, Kentucky. I'm wrong. Churchill Downs is, I think, where all the crazy races happen anyway. So this one is going to be big for the Icarus Stakes. So I will keep an eye on that for next week on the 16th. I will probably have some bets ready to go at that point. Beyond that, we are going to get into Formula One real quick, just recapping the Italian Grand Prix. Max Verstappen, he won. I don't know what
Who
you
would have thought?
I don't know what you expect from me at this point.
Who would have thought?
Anyway, Sergio Perez in 2, so a Red Bull 1-2. Carlos Sainz in P3, so he took the bronze with his teammate Charles Leclerc coming in 4th and George Russell coming in 5th. So real quick, I just want to bring this up. I looked up the driver standings for this year. Max has no doubt have taken the drivers championship for himself. He has a current total of 364 points. There's no way in hell anyone can catch up to him unless I think maybe Sergio wins it straight out, but that's his teammate, and Red Bull has no way in hell doing that.
Nope.
What I also forgot to mention, and this is big, this is world record big though, Max Verstappen is on a 10-win streak in Formula One. 10 races in a row, and that is a world record at this time. We'll see how many he can get more and more and keep that streak
so
going.
he beat the world record?
Yeah,
He's now
10 is now it, yeah.
That's crazy.
So now he has 10 straight wins in a row in Formula One, which normally would be damn near impossible, but, you know, that happened with him, so good for him. So here's the big thing, though. You have in 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. 2nd, you have Sergio Perez. 3rd, you have Fernando Alonso. And 4th, you have Lewis Hamilton. It's really going to be a battle for 2nd and 3rd. 2nd can skate away if Sergio keeps the 1-2s up and keeps Fernando ahead behind him at all times. Sergio has 219 points. Fernando has 170 points. Lewis Hamilton has 164. So that battle for 3rd is even tighter than it is for the battle for 2nd. So that's the big thing, though, because if Fernando Alonso can get up and take 2nd, it gives a chance for Aston Martin to have a better season next year with the larger money because of the Constructors' Championship. I also want to say that when it comes to the Constructor Series alone, Aston Martin is ranked 4th. So the Constructor Series is the team itself.
Yeah.
Red Bull has already taken that. They have 583 points.
Yeah, they're crushing it.
They win. Mercedes is close with 273. Ferrari's at 228. Aston Martin's at 217. I want to make this clear. Fernando Alonso currently has 170 points. His teammate Lance Stroll has 47.
Huh.
Fernando Alonso is quite literally carrying Aston Martin on his back.
Seems like it.
No, he is. Lance Stroll, unfortunately, is dog water.
Trash.
He's ranked 9. I never liked him anyway, but that's okay.
Touch grass.
He does. So my recommendation, if it does happen, for whatever reason, if Sergio Perez does have to leave Red Bull, and I'm not saying this as a speculation or rumor or anything, this is just my thought, have Aston Martin kick out his own son to go take Sergio Perez, and holy crap, you may have one of the most powerful dynamic duos beyond him and Verstappen.
Nepotism at that stage of richness.
Yeah. Well, have you seen the, I think it's Somali or the track race thing that happened?
Yeah, where they had his daughter.
Yeah, they had the daughter come in for the race and completely got her ass whooped.
Well, that's what I mean is that, like, when you're that level of rich, nepotism
She got fired, though.
Huh?
That lady got fired. That let the daughter run.
Oh, well, yeah, she got fired, but he'll do it again.
They will do it again. Just to finish up with Formula One, we have another long time until the next one. So we got a week off again. That will be the Singapore Grand Prix. This is all going to be back in Europe for now. It's going to be in Singapore's Asia more. But Sunday, September 17th at 8 in the morning. So I will get back to that as of next weekend. Lastly, on my to-do list of things to talk about, we have last week's UFC Fight Night in France. Cyril Gane versus Sergey Spivak. This was on Saturday, September 2nd at 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Gotta love those early fight cards, though. They really do make my day.
Yeah, especially you, grandfather.
I fucking love it. I'm already bitching about the next week's card that's at 10 a.m. or this weekend's card at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
10 p.m. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to watch it anyway.
Why?
We have a party.
Fuck, that's right.
But I'm probably going to... I'll talk about it later. That's not... Anyway, France did what France always does. They actually make these cards fantastic. Tons of finishes again in the front in Paris. They went pretty all out, mostly in the main card. I'm only going to focus on there just because nothing. I don't know any of the prelims. Usually they just get your regional fighters, bring them up, have their moment, and they go crazy. But I will say this again: France, your fans are fantastic. They sing anthems while the fighters are going. There is just camaraderie in the crowd. It is better than any other group of fans that I've seen when it comes to sportsmanship and just overall fan favorites. They're just kind. Not kind, but they cheer. They root for your person from beginning to end.
I'd say France?
I'm not kidding. France's crowd is fucking bananas.
Huh. That's interesting.
And it's not insulting though. It's patriotism. That's the thing. They're singing the anthem songs, whatever, but it comes from the heart. Whereas the UK, it's insults to somebody else. Whereas it's the United States, we just yell "fuck you" all the time.
Go Birds.
Or "Go Birds," or the Eagles chant, or the Flyers chant, or "fuck you, ref," or "fuck you, you suck, ref," or "kiss my ass, ref."
It's a lot of ref slander.
Anyway,
over here.
just to run through these real quick, Morgan Cherie, congratulations for performance of the night. You got a knockout in the first round at 3 minutes and 51 seconds. It was a very nice knockout against Milano Zucchini, or as we were calling him when we were watching, Zucchini. So, yeah, good for him. You got an extra $50K. This second fight, this featherweight bout, William Gomez versus Giannis Gamori, was very controversial because in the third round at 2 minutes and 20 seconds, William Gomez throws a low body kick, and it looks like it hits Giannis in the nuts. But it was a little bit high, but it was still undeterminable. And the ref called the fight because Giannis looked like he was in pain and could not continue.
Really?
And he got up afterwards what the hell happened? So, shit happened. It is what it is. And we move on from there. To the light heavyweight division, we got Volkan Ozdemir, who I did not know was still going at it, versus Bogdan Goskov, who is unranked. Volkan is still ranked number 9th in the light heavyweight division, and in the first round reminded everyone who the fuck he is. Beat the shit out of Bogdan, and then submitted his ass, which is very rare for this case, because he normally doesn't submit. Usually he's a distance fighter. It goes pretty well.
Okay.
Lastly, three more, sorry. The fight of the night that we had, and this is the one I wanted to bring up, a lightweight fight, Benoit Saint-Denis versus Thiago Moses. This was a fantastic fight from both of them. They went at each other. It was a war, but you could tell as the fight was going on, Benoit was winning. I don't even know if I'm saying his name right. I'm going with it. And absolutely beat the shit out of him for 2 rounds. And then in the second round, at 4 minutes and 44 seconds...
I think it's Benoit.
Whatever. Knocked him out. Now, this guy is currently on a 4-fight win streak, maybe 5-fight win streak. I'm going to double check now. I know who I want him to fight next. 1, 2, 3...
Is he?
No. For 4-fight win streak. He is currently on a 4-fight win streak. I want him to fight Paddy the Baddy.
Ooh.
They're both unranked fighters. Paddy needs a pickup fight after his controversial win against Ryan Gordon. And if he wins that will work out. But I actually think that will be a very tough fight for Paddy just because this guy will knock him out if Paddy keeps his jaw up. If he's learned to keep his head down, he has a better chance. Moving on to the women's flyweight division. Manon Fiorot versus Rose Namajunas. Yeah, this was Rose's debut in the flyweight division, and it didn't go well. Broke her finger, got her ass handed to her, didn't really do what we wanted her to do, and she lost. Manon is probably going to be facing up for whoever loses the next flyweight title bout. Will go into her next. So we'll see where that goes. Where does that leave Rose? Who the hell knows? I still need to see more action from Rose, and I don't know. It's sad. Lastly, the main event, performance of the night, goes to Cyril Gane, and of course he did. It was basically like having a kid go into a cage with a polar bear. Polar bear, because they're the most violent bear that there is. What happened was Sergey's game plan was basically to try to take him down. He tried it once, it didn't work, he got tagged up, and then from there on out, he looked terrified. He didn't look at him during the face-off, he didn't look at him at any other point. He just looked nervous the entire fight, and got his ass handed to him for 2 rounds. And at 2 rounds, or the second round at 3 minutes and 44 seconds, that was the end of Sergey. Cyril Gane won again, keeps his rank up in the top 3. I don't know if they're going to keep him there. I think he's still number 1 in the heavyweight division, but that's bound to change with Sergey Pavlovich, who is somebody different, but we'll see how that goes. Anyway, we're going to move on to next week's card, which is UFC 293, which is this weekend, Saturday, September 9th at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And this is at the Kudos Bank Arena in Sydney Olympic Park, Australia, or the Kudos Bank Arena at Sydney Olympic Park, Australia. I'll find out on Saturday if I'm right. Only reason why, they have a place called Circle Key, and it's spelled Quay, and that's the only reason why I said Kudos Bank, just because. Anyway, just to note, a majority of their fighters are from Australia. You will see a ton from Australia and New Zealand going at each other and just going at it. You have some great names on the prelims, early prelims. I unfortunately don't know everybody, so I'm just going to keep moving on right into the early prelims. First and foremost, you got Jamie Mullarkey, who is coming off a loss versus John Makdessi. They'll both be fighting each other in the lightweight division. I'm going to put it on Jamie. I think last fight, not that it was a fluke. I think he didn't underestimate the other fighter, got caught, and he deserved to get knocked out because he was overconfident. Now I think he understands what has to come on, and he will do his best against John Makdessi. I think Jamie Mullarkey is going to win via knockout, and if that is the case, I should actually pull up the other website. Yeah, I'm going to pull up the other website that shows the odds. Here we go, UFC MMA. We're going to skip these 3 and that 1, 2. Yep, Jamie Mullarkey is currently at minus 265. There's no fight lines yet because it's too early in the week. I would take him for knockout. Moving on, the other big one on the prelims that you want to look out for. I'm going to bring him up. Jack Jenkins versus Chepe Mariscal. That's a great name.
Mariscal?
I know. Jack Jenkins just looks like a straight bogan. I'm very excited to see this guy. Look at him. He looks straight on.
He looks like if Theo Von had a mustache.
Yeah, a little bit. But he's currently 12-2 in the featherweight division. 9-fight win streak. Holy shit. 5 wins by knockout, 3 by sub. Has some good takedowns, too. Good for him. Good striking, good everything. Yeah, no, maybe this will be a good one for him. I'm going to take him for knockout as well. Let me just look at Chepe Mariscal. He is currently... Oh, he's the guy that just... Oh, yeah, he's going to get his ass kicked. So the reason why I say it that fast, he recently won a decision fight against Trevor Peek. Trevor Peek, if you remember me bringing him up before, throws a lot of hammer fist. It was not a pretty fight. It was not clean looking. I think if Jack can keep it clean, he will win by knockout. Moving on to the last prelim fight, because I didn't just realize when I was scrolling I did it wrong. Carlos Ulberg versus Da Woon Jung. I got it on Carlos. Carlos is probably going to be one of the up-and-rising light heavyweights that we will see. And the reason why, he also does train with Israel Adesanya as well and that camp. So he is getting trained by one of the best. He is currently 9-1. He is coming on a... What is it? I think it's just a... 3, 2...
He is minus 278 odds.
I know. 4. He's on a 4-fight win streak, 6 wins by knockout, 1 win by submission, and 5 first-round submissions. Da Woon Jung is currently coming off a loss. He's 15-4 with 1 no contest, flying out of South Korea. I can't get his record because this website sucks.
He's 15-4.
I got that. 11 wins by knockout, 2 by sub, 6 first-round finishes. This is going to end in the first round. Carlos Ulberg by knockout in the first round. That's what I'm going with.
All right. That's what I like to hear.
All right. And now we get to the big one. The main... I hate this website so much. It just... I have one thing up, and then it scrolls me down.
The interface is not too great.
Mm-hmm. It isn't. We're going to move through this one pretty quickly because I only want to focus on 3 of the main card event. Heavyweights. We're going to skip, unfortunately, Tyson Pedro versus Anton Turkalj. I will say, though, let's go Tyson, just because he's, Australian. But Justin Tafa versus Austin Lane. This is a rematch, actually. This fight was supposed to take place, I think, 3 fight cards ago, maybe 4. It was a little bit ago, and unfortunately, Austin Lane did an accidental eye poke back in June 24th, 2023, and they stopped the fight, and it was considered a no contest. So they just decided to reschedule the fight, and they will be fighting again this weekend. I still think Justin is going to be coming back with a vengeance and knock him out, probably in the first round as well. If you want to do a crazy parlay so far, you got a couple knockouts going, but this whole card, I think, is going to be knockouts left and right.
No submissions.
Not yet, no.
All right.
I'm going to go right on to the co-main. Just because this one is probably my favorite fight, just because I love this fighter ever since I saw him come up into the UFC and knock the ever-living shit out of Greg Hardy. We have at the co-main event, Tai Tuivasa versus Alexander Volkov, ranked 6th versus ranked 7 in the heavyweight division. This is going to be a good fight, I hope. Tai seems like he's actually taking his training very well. He did his training back in Australia with his family instead of being in Dubai like he normally does. I think being home for this will help him out. He does look like he's actually in a lot better shape. Yes, he's still flabby, but we love those big boys like that in the heavyweight division. He is considered the underdog in this situation, which is fair. Alexander Volkov is an incredible fighter. He is also incredibly fucking tall. He is, I think, like 6 foot, some crazy ass shit. Hang on.
Damn.
He is 6'7". That's right. While Tai is 6'2".
Damn.
So big ass people in there. Alexander is currently 36-10. Tai is 15-5. This is a tough match for Tai. I'm not saying that it's not going to be an easy win whatsoever. This is kind of like him fighting Cyril Gane all over again, where he is going to be fighting the more technical fighter. He's going to be outreached, outpoked, everything along those lines. But as we saw in that Cyril Gane fight, if he can get in close and get the power, he will knock somebody out. He flash KO'd Cyril Gane during their fight before, he lost, and he's able to turn it around. I would take Tai by knockout because the odds will probably be very good in there. I don't know if it'd be the first round, but I would say maybe the second or the third. The first round's always likely, but I don't know. Alexander Volkov can win by knockout too. I am not disrespecting him whatsoever. In fact, these fighters actually like each other. They have nothing but respect.
Boo.
During the UFC, no, we like this. During the UFC Embedded, which is the series that goes along during the week leading up to the pay-per-view card, they actually, in the first episode, Alexander was like, hey, after the fight, I want to have a beer with Tai. The next episode, Tai's like, yes, I will have a beer with you after the fight. There's no bad blood. There's no beef. It is just them being friends and going to knock the fuck out of each other for money and go for it.
Make millions.
Yeah, exactly. They ain't making millions.
Making 100.
There you go.
Something.
Yeah. And then lastly, we have the title fight. Once again, we have Israel Adesanya versus Sean Strickland in the middleweight division. The champion versus ranked number 5.
This just doesn't look fair.
It isn't. It absolutely isn't, and it is because of the UFC's blunder. They thought that whoever won against Dricus and Whitaker would fight on this card against Izzy. However, Whitaker lost, and Dricus got injured. He had his hand broken, so he needs to, fix his hand and get everything situated. Dana is not happy about that, which sucks, Dana, but unfortunately, when somebody's hurt, they're not going to want to fight. It is what it is. So Sean Strickland on short notice, I think they had about 5-ish weeks, started training against Israel Adesanya. I'm going to be real. I know Izzy's probably going to win. I'm not going to say he's not. Sean is taking this just for the paycheck, but he is enjoying every moment of it. He's going there. He's in Sydney right now. He's having a blast. He's just enjoying his time. He's taking the moment, and people are loving that from him. They know he's an asshole. He talks like an asshole. He's rude, he's crash, he's racist, he's sexist, whatever. He's a lot of things. But at the same time, we're also seeing another side of him, the way he treats his wife or girlfriend. And it's actually showing a softer side of him. Everyone's now learning of his background, of his horrible life bringing with his father. People are rooting for Sean Strickland. Is it possible for him to win? yes, is mixed martial arts. Anything can happen. Sean actually has a fantastic background in wrestling, and could utilize that. However, his own pride may get in his way, and he may keep it standing, which, if that's the case, Izzy will absolutely mop the floor with him. With that being said, Izzy by knockout in round 2.
Interesting stat. Izzy never won on a submission.
Nope. Izzy is not a ground fighter, a ground game person
he'll
whatsoever.
pick you apart.
He will pick you apart. He's an excellent kickboxer. That's where he came from, and that's what he's going to do. The other thing that's going to be funny to see, Izzy and Strickland have beef because of the whole Driscus thing that happened a couple weeks ago, or a couple events ago, again, with Whitaker and Driscus. Whatever. Sean Strickland's been calling out Izzy, saying that he's from China because, he represented China when he was doing kickboxing. So now Izzy is now messing with him wearing red shorts and gold with the gold champion on the line, so it looks like the China flag.
Yeah.
So, that's always going to be in there. So once again, that is next weekend on Saturday, this weekend, Saturday, September 9th at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And that is all I have at the moment.
Would you look at that? Also, there was something, too, that came out. Nothing too big, but obviously ESPN made a deal with Pat McAfee to...
Oh, no.
Well,
I just saw the first
yeah.
line.
No, so ESPN a little bit ago made a deal with Pat McAfee just to air the show on their platform. And what ESPN is planning on doing is airing the show on a delay so they can manage the cursing.
Boo.
So if he does curse, at least they can bleep it out and stuff.
Boo.
So McAfee acknowledged that he would try to lessen the number of F-bombs he would use in the show, but also didn't want to completely get rid of it. So if you want to watch it uncensored, go to YouTube. If you want to watch it on ESPN,
watch it on
go to
YouTube.
ESPN.
Don't watch it on ESPN.
But his debut actually is tomorrow, September 7th, at noon. So that'll be.
You can find that on YouTube.com.
Yeah. But Bill, guess what?
What?
Football's back.
It is. I'm excited.
Tomorrow.
That is true. It is
September
tomorrow.
7th, football is back.
So who do we have playing tomorrow?
Well, hold on. I got a few things to get to before we actually get to the game because for some reason we haven't even played a game yet, and there's plenty of injuries and plenty of other stuff. But for the game tomorrow, actually, Travis Kelce, he hyperextended his knee. He is questionable to play this game. He has the chance of actually doing that, but,
Wait, who again?
Travis Kelce.
Oh, okay. It's not Jason.
Not Jason.
No,
Travis.
okay, now.
But Jason was actually, I don't know if it was like a Casey call-in or something like that, but he was on interview just saying how, back in that, throughout his career, he actually did hyperextend his knee as well. Ironically, not even practice or anything. It was just there was this big-ass log, and he thought they were doing a bonfire, and he thought he could break it, just by crushing it with his leg.
Yeah.
And hyperextended his knee. But he ended up playing, so he said as long as the ligaments and everything is good, which seems to be good, he has a chance to play. So that's why they haven't really ruled him out. Another injury concern that a lot of fantasy managers are looking at were Cooper Kupp. He's finally ruled out week 1.
Oh no!
But he might actually go on the IR with a hamstring. It's just something he endured during camp, and he just hasn't been able to get over. But for you fantasy lovers out there, I would highly recommend if you have Van Jefferson, start him because he'll be wide receiver 1 on week 1. And then if you don't, try to pick up Tutu Atwell. He's the wide receiver 2 on that team. You have Ben Skoranek and other people. You have Tyler Higbee, who is probably already drafted anyway. But I think your main people that you would go for is Van Jefferson or Tutu Atwell. So I've had high hopes for Van Jefferson this year. He was planning on really stepping up big right next to Cooper Kupp, and Matthew Stafford's had really great things for him to say about him. So really high expectations for him, and now he's going to have to start wide receiver 1, but he's got a supporting cast with him.
I may have to move Rashee Rice out of my lineup because he's on the bench.
Well, there you go. So you always make sure you check your lineups before. Very good tip that a lot of fantasy managers never, ever abide by is never, if you have a lineup set, never do those last second tinkers or some stupid shit. Now, obviously, if they're saying like he's going to sit or they're hurt, that's one thing.
Yeah.
But if like you're torn between two people, normally the person that you were going to go with is the best choice anyway. So stop. It always backfires. Another injury thing but this time turned good. So Jackson Smith and Jigba, he was the Seahawks' first round pick this year. He actually broke his hand in the preseason, got surgery on it, but now he's actually expected to play week 1, which is a crazy turnaround. It was like 2 weeks. He broke his wrist. The actual structural damage was minimal. It was just really the bone. And then, I didn't expect him to come back week 1, maybe week 2, but curious to see. He'll have his NFL debut, so that'll be really fun to watch as well. Actual almost not breaking, but it was definitely
Dun.
funnily it was pointed out that like the 49ers are over the cap with like a good or they're paying a lot of people today, and they haven't even gotten a deal done with Nick Bosa, and everyone's like, wow, that sucks. But Nick Bosa actually reached a 5-year, $100 million extension with the 49ers. Making him the NFL's highest paid defensive player. I think that is definitely warranted. He is one of the just greats of the game right now, just an elite defensive edge. But couldn't do anything against the Birds, so that's another story. Let's actually go on to Thursday's game, Bill. So we actually have this Thursday, we have the debut of the 2023 season.
Yep.
The Detroit Lions versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Now this
8:20 p.m. Eastern
at
Standard Time.
8:20 p.m. Now this actually got changed a little bit. The line, so KC's -4.5.
Is it? Okay, I don't have the lineup yet.
My friend, he actually got the Lions. So before the Travis Kelce news, he literally got the Lions at +6.5.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah. So now the Lions are at +4.5. So that's a
sense.
huge bargain.
Yeah.
ESPN has this game predicting at KC 66.2% chance of winning over Detroit's 33.5% chance. But I think this game's going to be a lot closer than most people think.
The first game always is.
Yeah, but the Detroit Lions are in most of the games last year.
They're close.
They were
They
right
fight.
there,
They
and
fight to the
they've
end.
only gotten better this year, especially with Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yep.
Goss, finally solidifying himself as a pretty good QB. Amon-Ra St. Brown. They got David Montgomery, who would be a power back. They're using their running backs like Alvin Kamara, Mark Ingram a while ago for the Saints. And everyone just loves fighting for that coach. So, and Kansas City Chiefs have only kind of gotten a little bit weaker. Just because Travis Kelce, who is the main target,
Is now gone.
he might be gone. So that's going to be a huge thing.
Yeah.
But that leaves the way for a few potential people to break out. And one of those people, which I definitely biased on, but I know that a lot of the internet is very high on him too, is Sky Moore. He was a rookie last year. And apparently he's been getting a lot of first-team reps. He didn't play anything in the preseason because it was him, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, the other wide receiver. They pretty much were out preseason. They pretty much had their spots filled. A lot of people are actually intrigued with Rashee Rice. He's going to have some work to do to get onto the field.
Yeah, he's starting on the bench role.
Yep.
And that's why he's been removed. And now I have Tyler Boyd in from Cincinnati for my other wide receiver.
So, I'm a big TD parlay guy. I'm a big.
Yes, you are.
Anytime score. I don't really like doing money lines and stuff like that because football is football, and there's so many random shit that goes on in this game. But I'm looking at anytime score, and I'm kind of intrigued by a few people. So I know a lot of people were really high on Sam Laporta. He was a rookie drafted by the Lions. They found he's one of the generational talents for tight end. And he's planning on getting a good amount of work. Because a lot of people, even if Kelce does play, he's only -115. You got Jahmyr Gibbs at +135. Like, there's a lot of low stuff, which should be fun because it's going to be a high-scoring game. The over-under is 52, so
True.
that tells you. But I always look for the good amount of value that you would get if you put just like, a $10 trade. But I kind of like Sam Laporta. He's at plus 255 for anytime touchdown. I think that's probably the best sleeper touchdown because everyone else, like, normally you would have, like, your top 4 or 5 people that have, like, low odds, and then the rest of them are in, like, the 200s and stuff like that. But they really do expect a lot of people to score out here. And honestly, for this kind of game, I agree that these aren't the teams that will run you in the ground. These are teams that are very pass-happy and will definitely be very offensive motivated. So I'm definitely curious. What do you think, Bill? Who do you think wins?
I still think Kansas City's going to win, but I think it's going to be closer than you expect. I think the spread's going to cover at 4.5. I think it's going to be down by a field goal.
Yep, that's what our one friend who picked the 6 Lions plus 6
I got you.
6.5 to say.
No, he's covered. He's going to get that.
Yeah, I would agree with that a little bit.
I mean, if you want to get crazy here, you could have Patrick Mahomes, Sam Laporta, and Rashee Rice all score a touchdown for plus 8,000.
Say that one more time.
Patrick Mahomes, Sam Laporta, and Rashee Rice all score a touchdown plus 8,000.
I kind of like that.
Throw in
And keep this in mind too. So, if you ever pick a QB for any time touchdown scorer,
they have to score.
it either has to be rushing or receiving.
Yeah.
It's not passing.
Yeah, they have to be with the ball in the end zone.
I want to say this because when I was a wee young lad.
Oh yeah, you didn't know that.
I didn't know that, and I was like it was Deshaun Watson before his scandal, so screw that guy now. It was like plus 400 for Deshaun Watson, 2 touchdowns, and I was just sitting there going crazy. He threw his second touchdown. I was like, yeah, let's go. And my friend Jimmy in our one league was like, hey, AJ, I don't think those are passing touchdowns, but I think those had to be rushing or receiving.
They do.
And I've never felt more deflated in my life.
Yep, it even says it on the bet, too. A touchdown scorer is the player in possession of the ball in the opposing end zone, not the player who throws the TD.
Nope.
So if you also, just for fun, if you add Sky Moore to the any touchdown scorer, it's plus 20,000.
Plus 20,000?
20,000.
Because my brain no worky, $10.
I was giving you 5.
5 is still a lot.
$10 is $2,010.
But $5.
$5, which we always say is our limit.
Yep.
$1,005.
That for Mahomes, Laporta, I don't see the
Rashee
thing that
Rice is the tough one.
how high is Rashee Rice?
He's high. He's plus 500.
Ah.
Because he's on the bench. They would need to have a lead in order to make him come out.
They would need to have a lead or someone gets injured. I wouldn't
take the Rashee Rice, honestly. But
if you're gonna take anyone outside of him,
yeah.
Honestly, probably if Travis Kelce doesn't play, I would say Noah Gray. That's the next tight end up, and I mean, if he's gonna fill in for the Travis Kelce role, he definitely won't be the elite Travis Kelce, but he'll definitely get the job done. And so, as everyone's getting closer to week 1 of fantasy football,
Yeah.
everyone's enjoying, living their best life and everything because now they have their team. They're either really excited or really not. I have a question for all of our viewers out there because week 1, unironically, Billy and I face off against each other.
Yay.
So this is Billy's first year. His team name is Jake Elliott Fan Club. I'll actually take a snapshot of this later and put it on our Twitter. But we'll do the top QB, running back, wide receiver.
Yeah, whatever
both
we can get on the
teams.
page.
So we got Justin Herbert is on my team. Then I got Breece Hall, CeeDee Lamb. And then on Billy's team, we got Josh Allen, Etienne, and Justin Jefferson. So for the people that I'm curious who you think is going to win this, because right now it's a resounding me.
550.
Yeah, 53%. It's supposed to be 110 to 105. So I'm going to be curious to see, because last year, and it screwed me for playoffs towards the end of it, I was severely projected to beat my one friend who his team wasn't – this is a dynasty league, so, if you don't have good young players or draft picks and stuff like that, your team is pretty much going to be your team for a few years. And he didn't necessarily have the great past few years. He's actually on the come up now, and his team's looking pretty strong. But very first week, my team completely underperformed, and I lost to them, and it literally made me not get in the playoffs because of that. So you never know, especially week one, especially where people don't know game plans and shit like that. You want to make it interesting?
Sure.
You want to make a bet?
You have my interest.
I have your interest. So this is not our normal $5 bet. This is just a good old $25 bet of whoever wins.
Sure. I don't care.
All right, shake on it. Perfect.
It has been proven.
I actually have another question for you, Bill, because I'm curious.
Go for it.
Just looking at, like, now that you're in fantasy football and you're kind of getting used to, like, the idea of sleeper players, who do you think on the Eagles is going to be a sleeper for, like, a great season?
Boston Scott.
All right, realistically.
Realistically, Dallas Goedert.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't necessarily know if that's a sleeper, but I'll consider it since it's a threshold.
Yeah.
Because obviously you're going to have A.J. Brown. You're going to have Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
You're going to have, Devontae Smith.
You already just named like 3 people ahead of him.
I was pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then I was thinking Kenny Gainwell.
Gainwell will be good.
I think he's going to have a extremely tremendous season that a lot of people, because all the thoughts are on Penny, Swift, and all the other additions, but everyone's kind of slowly forgetting about Gainwell, not really realizing that he's probably going to be the guy to be, like going in, especially after his performance for the Super Bowl and stuff like that.
That's true. No, you're right. That should be good.
Yeah, so I'm.
And I will also be watching like a Hawk, Blankenship, and see how he does on this defense, because he did very well when he came out of nowhere last year, and I want to see him continue to strive. Blankenship.
Oh, Reed.
Safety, yeah.
Yeah. So for some reason, Sirianni doesn't want to give whoever the starting safety is.
Probably because it's him.
Well, it probably is, but they were like, hey, do you want to want to let anyone know? Because, like, on the depth chart, they did this with running back, too, where they just put all the running backs on one.
Yeah.
And just left it there. And they were like, hey, who's going to be a starting safety? He's like, I'm not giving you that answer.
Yes.
But on the same like type of topic of depth chart for the Falcons, like everyone knows that Cordell Patterson wasn't in the running back section. He was under Jay. I don't know a single position whose name is Jack of all trades, I guess. Everyone was calling him Joker, but I thought that was funny.
Wild card.
Wild card.
Bitches.
So that's kind of I mean, if we go back to Kansas City a little bit, I kind of really do like the Lions plus 4.5. I think that hits.
I think that's a good one to have.
And I also think the over hits as well. So
over would be good, yeah.
Can you even parlay those two? Oh, you can.
You can.
Yeah, plus 264. That's not a bad.
It's a simple, nice bet.
Yeah, simple for
but
5.
You know me, we go balls to the wall.
We go balls to the wall, but plus 264, I kind of like that.
Nah, that's a good one. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, if you really want to go balls to the wall, I'd probably add a Pacheco or same. We're gonna add Pacheco.
It may not work. You may have to do it as a same game parlay.
Yeah, I hate how DraftKings does that.
I know.
You used to just let me add the parlay together, and I was
dumb.
blissfully happy. But I'll just go fuck
just
myself.
Just like the UFC website, it pisses me off.
Plus 4.5 Lions, 52 over Isaiah Pacheco, so that leaves us with plus 675.
That's not bad.
Yeah, so on a $5 bet, you win $38. That ain't too bad at all.
Ain't bad at all.
But yeah, that's pretty much all I got for us, and I think Bill does too.
Shut the laptop.
We're definitely gonna have a lot of stuff to talk about next week, especially with week 1 and everything.
We got week 1. We have
we
all
got
the
Izzy.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot busier next week.
I'm excited, but
I am too.
Don't forget to reach out to us at billandajmedia@gmail.com. Also reach out on our Twitter.
Please.
At AB Sports Media. Once again, my name's AJ.
And I'm Bill.
And thanks for listening. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
I'm waving my handkerchief. Bye.
If gambling has become a problem for you or for someone you know, please call 1-800-GAMBLER to seek free, confidential 24/7 problem gambling assistance. You can also text support to 53342 to get more information about problem gambling